Hello everyone, my name is Bethany, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a buffalo plaid crochet slouchy hat. This hat uses color work to make a really pretty buffalo plaid pattern. So what you need for this hat is medium weight yarn in black, red, and maroon. And I'm working with an eye hook. The gauge for this pattern is 11 DC stitches is 3 inches long. Gauge isn't really important. If you're in the ballpark, it should be okay. So just make sure you use a hook that gets you that gauge. So to begin making this hat, we are starting with black, your dark color. If you're not making the same color as me, that's totally fine. There's lots of different color combinations that would be so cute for this pattern. But I'm going to refer to this is the dark, this is the light, and this is the mid. So when you're making yours, you can make it a different color and not get confused. Okay. So this hat is worked from the bottom up, and we're going to start by making the ribbed band. And we're going to do that by chaining 7. Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then half double crochet in each chain for a total of 6 half double crochet stitches. Okay, so now you're going to turn. You're going to chain 1. You're going to half double crochet into the same stitch. And then for the next 4 stitches, you're going to half double crochet in the back loop only. So don't work in the front loop. You're going to grab that back loop only, and that's what kind of gives you that ribbed effect. So there's 4, and then you're going to half double crochet through both loops in that last stitch. Now you're going to turn. And now you're going to repeat that step for a total of 46 rows. So you're going to repeat the half double crochet in the same stitch, both loops, half double crochet in the back loops of the next 4 stitches, and then half double crochet in the last stitch going through both loops. So repeat that round, and as it goes longer, you'll see that it looks ribbed if you turn it this way. So work 46 total rounds, and without stretching it or trying to fit it around your head, do the 46, measure it. It's very stretchy, but it does lose its accurate measurement once you've stretched it to try to fit your head. So if you are welcome to do that, but if you don't stretch it, it should be about 15 inches, which sounds short, but it's very stretchy. And in fact, the hat that I designed, I might even have gone under a couple rows because it does stretch out after you wear it. So use your judgment, but yeah, trust me on the 15 inches if you've met the gauge. Okay, so work a total of 46 rounds. A total of 46 rows. Okay, so we've completed our band. As you can tell, it's like very stretchy. Okay, so you're going to sew it into the band by, let's see, you want to make sure your loop, the loop that you finished with is on top. And you're going to pull your loop through this side. Make sure that our end isn't in there. Okay, so you're going to pull your loop in through the end, and then you're going to slip stitch down it, sewing it into a band. Okay, so you're going to turn it like this. So the seam is now on the inside and your loop is on top. And then you're going to work your first round of single crochet around the top. So this part is a little bit tricky. I get a lot of questions and honestly, I'm not even sure how to answer them. You just have to kind of gauge where you work your stitches. So I work mine, I'll just grab kind of a top loop along here. I'll work like three stitches over 2 rows. So there's 1 row, there's 2 rows, and then I'll work 3 across there. So if you work that many, then you want to work an increase maybe every 6 stitches. So, and it's also easy if you lay it like this and do that, and once you get here, if you have about, 23, or I'm sorry, half of 72 is what, 35, 36, so 36 stitches. So if you get all the way around here and you have about 36 stitches, then you know you're on track, and if you have to work an extra couple increases along here, whatever, to get yourself there, then that's a good way to do it. Okay, so that is 72. We've come all the way around and we're going to join with that first single crochet. Okay, so now we're going to start the plaid pattern. Okay, so this first round, you're going to be working with your dark and your mid color. Now to keep it kind of from getting tangled, my tip is to keep your mid, because you're using your mid every row. Your mid you're using every single row, but you're alternating between your dark and your light. So what I do is I keep my mid kind of in front of me to the side, and then when you're switching colors, you always pull the mid to the front, and then you alternate pulling the red and the black to the back. So let me show you what I mean. So we're going to chain 2, we're going to double crochet, same stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. This is where you do the color change. So you're going to start a double crochet, pull it through, and then you're going to get your color, your mid is what you're going to be joining here. And you're going to pull it through like that to finish the stitch. This keeps the color changes nice and neat. Okay, so for the next part, to keep everything, again, to keep them neat, you're going to want to work your stitches around this piece of yarn. So you're going to insert your hook there into the 2 loops, and then lay this piece right here on top of your hook, and that way it's worked within the stitch, so you can't see it from behind. So there we do 2. Okay, and so here's what I was explaining to you. So you're going to put your mid to the back like that and pick up your black to finish. Whoops, I'm getting ahead of myself. Got to do the 3rd one. So lay it back, pick this one up from the front, and finish. And then once you've switched, you can now bring this color and lay it on top, and then work it within the next 3 stitches. Man, this black is a pain. I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, so, and now we're changing back to the mid, so I'm going to bring my black forward, my skein's right here, forward. And then this is right here. So I'm going to bring it, finish the stitch for the color change, and it will get kind of loose. You can kind of pull it a little bit tighter. And then I'm going to start using that one and work around the black to carry through the black through the stitches. Okay, so I'm doing the next color, so I'm pulling, so I'm laying that back, picking up the black, and finishing the stitch. So I don't know if that makes sense, but you keep, you keep one to the back and one to the front. And to make it easier on you, I just always keep the mid to the back since you're using that one most. Okay, and so you can kind of see it's looking like little checks, little squares. You're just going to finish out the row that way, alternating every 3 stitches, and then making sure that that third stitch is finished by pulling up the next color. So the black goes in front, picking up the maroon, finishing the stitch. Okay, so we've gone all the way around, we made it back to the first, and now we're going to join with that first double crochet. Oops, and you want to make sure that even though you're pulling your black to the front, you want to make sure you pull it to the back when you're joining it so it's inside the hat. You're just going to join it like that. Okay. So for this round, we aren't joining a new color right now because you're going to start with maroon. So you're going to finish that last double crochet with the same color. And then I'm going to begin the next row by chaining 2, double crocheting the same stitch, double crocheting the next stitch. Here's where I'm going to join my light. So I'm going to finish that double crochet with the red color. And so now I'm going to drop the black. So I'm not even going to worry about the black for now. The black is still down here by me. So now I'm going to alternate the red and the maroon. So the red, when I change color, I'm going to pull forward and the maroon still goes to the back. So the red goes forward and the maroon is in the back, and then I'm going to finish that stitch with your mid. So the maroon stays back, the red comes forward. Okay, so that is the pattern. So that's basically it. So it's all double crochets, and you're going to do black. You're going to do your dark mid, followed by mid, light, mid, light. Your mids are going to be diagonal, and your light and your dark are going to be diagonal. So you're going to repeat that until you have 14 total rows. 14 rows is going to give you a slouchy hat. If you don't want it that slouchy, just work less rows. Yeah, so make 14 rows, and then we'll meet back here. Okay, so you've completed your 14 rows, and now all you need to do is close it and sew on a pom-pom if you want to do that. So you turn the hat inside out. You can see if you carried your yarn, you can't see any of the threads throughout it, just where, you know, I could have done this neater. I didn't really care to, but you can do it neater by carrying the threads in a little neater manner. But to finish this hat, you're going to close it by sewing a running stitch. So you just go in and out like every other stitch all the way around the top. Okay, so I made it all the way back to the front, and all you do is you simply cinch it closed like that, and then make sure that you tie a really good firm knot. I don't know, I'm not a Boy Scout, I don't know a ton of good knots. I don't really know any, to be honest, but I just kind of do a little triple granny. seems to hold pretty well. So cinch it tight. Make sure that knot is really tight. You can turn it back out. And I mean, it looks good without a pom-pom. But to finish it, you can put a pom-pom on there. There's a link to pom-poms that I've purchased off Etsy in the description. And there's also a link to the blog post with the written pattern as well. And there is your finished plaid slouchy hat. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.